Okay guys, I just want to show you using my BL 5000 series lift, so it's not going out spending another set of monies, because I needed the extension, the longer for larger cars. I had that extension for our Mercedes, if you follow the channel, but the problem is the Tesla's floorboard and the batteries are a lot lower from factory, so I created those ramps. You know, just did a 45 angle cut. If you want to copy my thing, I did it, basically that's a 30-inch board, and I cut a 15 for the top of it. I did two 45 angle cuts on those, so it allowed the Tesla to just roll up and roll out without flipping the board up and down, just go up nice and easy. So it gives it hopefully another 2 inches of lift, so therefore I can lift with the BL. I've already lifted it up about a couple of inches off the ground. I was aligning it with the pucks. This is the first time I'm lifting our Tesla, so you know, you just aim everything in the middle. And with the extension, of course, if you got the BL, I think 7000, you don't have to get that extension bar, which will gain you another inch or so of clearance underneath. Then you don't need as high as boards as I do. But I mean, you're still gonna need boards, I think, if you're gonna go aftermarket and lower the car. Because once I lower this car down, you know, for the 2-finger gap that I'm going for, yeah, you're just gonna need that clearance regardless. So you're gonna need something, a small board or something. But in my case, I covered my bases and went with the two board setup. So I'm gonna lift it right now and see how it goes. First time lifting a Tesla in our garage. See how it goes here. Go up. Should lift it. BL 5000, this is only a 4,000 pound car. So, and of course I've seen videos of this thing picking up, what was it, like 15 or 20,000 just for safety. So I went over here. They went both cleared. Then you just want to lower it back down to lock it on the first lock. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000 to suck down the fluid so you can pop this off. Move it aside, and that's it. That's the Tesla lifted. Now you can just move those boards out of the way, and I could probably center it next time when I need to lower it back down. But I'm going to put a different suspension on here. I'm not going to do the how-to. There's so many great videos out there of suspension installs, and especially that Tesla Mark guy. He's awesome. Super thorough guy. Thank you. So that's what it looks like front to rear here. It's just lifting on the puck that I got. It's on the puck, pretty centered for the most part. And those boards, I'll just move them out of the way. Yeah, I didn't drive it up perfectly centered on there, but you know, did the best I can. What I did is I used the breaker bar and I loosened all the nuts on there, even though I do have a impact tool that can spin those off, but save the energy. So I just get a little workout, do that, break them loose. I don't know if anyone's done this on the Tesla. That right here, just letting you guys know, is the rear under tray that's just after the suspension. And that there's one little trick. You have to remove that one clip right here, and it's basically these kind of clips right here. Let me see if I can get them a little more light, a little more angle here. So I just show you the clip that was holding this in place. It's one of these. These basically are just little clips. And I tell you how imperative it is to have one of these plastic tools. These are like $5 for a whole set of them. But see, you can basically, well, I got to do it in the front here. You got to move the under tray in order to get to the anti-sway bar. You can see there's the end link and then the anti-sway bars right here. I'm going to change out. You have to remove the under tray that's obviously blocking the access point to that anti-sway bar. You can see the anti-sway bar right here just kind of zip, sucking into there. So I figured you have to remove these, which will release the under tray. See, you get that open like that, and then you can slip under it like this. See? And just like that, they're out. Instead of using a flathead screwdriver and trying to screw up this whole thing, these make it a lot easier. Of course, when it's not working, then you just slip. See? That's it. Now this tray is released, but there's also like 10 millimeter bolts that I need to remove in order to get to that anti-sway bar. But I already did it below, so you can see the rear anti-sway bar. See, there's the end link anti-sway bar, and see, now I have access to the anti-sway bar. Teslas are super open. You don't have to remove any like subframe or anything like that to get to your anti-sway bars. Couple of bolts at the top, and drop the sway bar. Couple bolts, one right here, one right here, one right there, one right there. The end link bolt, take it out, put the new anti-sway bar in. And I got the redwood adjustable ones, so the redwoods have like multiple holes. I think there's like 3 holes, so you can change the stiffness of it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The front is the same way too. I saw pictures online, so I don't know if anyone showed that. What's funny is after I removed all the under tray bolts, I'm telling you, you just need to remove this one on this side and the one on the opposite side. This is the rear. And then the tray just drops. It's like, how come it's not coming down? Because it's my first time removing it. Then I realized it was held by that little clip, a little clip. This little guy right here. This little guy. It's just right here with the side of the tray. And that dropped the anti-sway bar down. Or not the anti-sway bar. Dropped the under tray down. Which is this. Show you again. On this side, so you can see this is what it looks like underneath the car. So there was like a 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 10, 10, 10. They're in here too. They're inside these gaps. So they're all in here, here, and here. And then I was like, how come it's not coming down? Then, if you look right here, see that little hole right there? Right there. That is holding it on one side, and that is holding it on the other side. And then your tray will drop. That's a pretty slick Batmobile. Kind of almost looks like a Tesla logo, some weird way. But yep, I hope that helps you out. Honestly, the anti-sway bar job is, after you move the under tray, it's a lot easier than doing the suspension, you know, which I did and adjusted and all that fun jazz. This is for if you're going past 10 millimeters. That's why you have to put that together there. That's pretty much it. Alrighty. These are the anti-sway bars, just in case, I almost forgot to show them. Not that I, share the love, right? But I'm just like so busy, and I'm like, I gotta get this done at the same time. But yeah, this is the redwoods. You can clearly see visibly that this is more thicker. This is the front anti-sway bar than the factory stock's thinner one. And on top of that, like I was saying, there's like a bunch of holes here to tune your car's handling the way you like. Obviously, I'm going to go to level 1 on both of them. Like I said, it's going to be stiffer than the factory stock from level 1. If you're tracking it, then you can play around with the dynamics of your car, But I just go with level 1 for now, but we have the ability to go more extreme. In this, of course, I'm going to go to level 1. You go to the outside. It's obviously the less resistance, and the more resistance, the more inside you go to the bar. But you can see again, this is clearly thicker than this one. There's just no denying it. I don't have a measuring tool, but you can clearly see this is just much thicker than this one. So this is just going to add more resistance to the suspension from swaying back and forth, hence the word anti-sway bar. In terms of weight, I mean, to be honest with you, this weighs a tad bit more, which makes sense. It's more material. Even with this and the bracket on here, it actually is kind of light than this. Let's see the front. Yeah. Yeah, it's thicker. And plus, I mean, at least they've got billet aluminum, very lightweight aftermarket pieces right here. In the front, obviously, you still need to use the factory's bracket, so I got this right here to update. They give you some lube, so you can do that, and some locking rings so it doesn't slide. But anyways, I'm gonna get started on this, get done. All right, I'm just recording this for prosperity. See if there's anything unusual. This is a 2022 Tesla Model 3 Performance. This has the AMD chip in it, and yeah, when I took out the bucket, I just went ahead and weaved it through the front, the hole over there. I didn't even unplug it, didn't bother unplugging that, but I took this whole thing out, and yeah, it's just interesting. I have the tool that can slip through here. This will maintain alignment a little bit better without removing these, but most people may need to remove that if you don't have that thin socket I got from Redwood, so I can get in there and get that 13mm bolt off this one for the suspension that I'm changing right now. This is so cool. It does come with a strut brace already on this car. That's why the chassis is pretty stiff. You got these cooler units right here. I don't know if that's a filler. It says super manifold. You got the charge point. Things are stamped with Tesla. That looks like a bat logo with a Tesla on there. That's pretty cool. Oh, a little washer thing popped up. Oh, that's where you have to detach to part of that thing at the end there. It was attached here. So you have one, then you have what was the other nut? Yeah, they're screwed here, I believe. And then there's yep, one here. That's the bucket right here, and then you have one here and here, and you just yank and they just pop out. Oh, and you have that little vent thing that was snapped on over here with the holes, and the bucket that's laying over there on top of our WeatherTech mat. You can see those 3 holes there. Like I said, this is not a how-to. There's plenty of videos out there on it, but it looks pretty straightforward. You know, take out the suspension. It's not hard. Could be difficult, as my old mentor may say. All right, that was fun watching this thing. All right, I got the anti-sway bar in. Trying to see if I can get an angle for viewing pleasure. See, those are come with their own bushings. You had to put polyurethane grease or lithium grease around that, whatever came with the kit. Those, by the way, are 11mm. Thank you, Elon, for making them so special. And then what holds up the you know, the skid plate that blocks this whole thing is 10mm. And then you have those two. You see that little hole over there, right there? That's a little clip that's right there in order to drop this down. I explained it earlier. I got all this jumbled. You can see all the good stuff from Redwood Motorsports here. You got their poly bushing with greased up in there. The endlinks connected with the anti-sway bars. You got the toe adjuster right there. You got the awesome KW, no, excuse me, Ohlins. I had KWs on the Audi, that's why I'm mistaking it. Ohlins suspension right here. The helper springs, and it's progressive springs along with the Ohlins shock. And this also shows you where you can adjust it. See right there? I can reach under the car and grab this over and actually click these. I don't know if you can hear it. See that? So we test drove it and it works great. Like I said, 10 stiff from the stiffest, and then go 10 back, and it's just super dampened, well dampened. So this is the whole suspension setup we got going on here, and it makes the car just night and day difference in handling. So I just wanted to share that, and you know, it's not hard to do at all. You just got to make sure you got the arrangement right. Go over here. I had it backwards. I had to take it apart and spin it around so it goes over that control arm and whatnot. And yeah, there's the logo for the Redwood Motorsports. Yep, that's it. And then in the front, it's generally the same thing. All right, I forgot to show. Well, actually physically show where the anti-sway bar is located. I just removed the under tray. It took like 10mm bolts and then of two 14s in the back. See, let's see if I can capture that here. See, that's a 14 right there where there was two 14 nuts that was holding onto that on the under tray, and then there was like 6 or 8 10mm. But I just wanted to show you after you move it. See, there's the front brake calipers, so you got reference. There's the anti-sway bar, the end links going to this factory anti-sway bar. You can see there's the bushing. There's the screw right back here, and the screw here, or nut. There's nut here. I think that's like a 15 or 14, 15. And then see, you just remove the under tray a little bit, and then see those two tabs that I removed. So it allows you to drop this down, so you can get your tool back here and unscrew it. And it's just a matter of undropping this fat anti-sway bar. That's it. See? Just end link, and the redwood anti-sway bar comes with two-way adjustables on here too. So obviously we're going to use it for street. We're going to put it on the first one. If we ever track it or go autocrossing, I can just switch it over and just move the anti-sway bar over to the stiff one. I've had many anti-sway bar adjustables, and I'll tell you the truth, it makes a difference to make the adjustment. So if you're streeting your car, it's still going to get, the softest setting on an aftermarket anti-sway bar is going to be a vast more improvement, like anywhere, depends on the manufacturer or who designed it, like 20 to 40% difference in stiffness, you know, depending, you know, that's the range I've dealt with all these different adjustabilities. So even at the softest setting, it's already an improvement over factory stock. So just keep that in mind if you're going with adjustable anti-sway bars. We're about handling, so my honey's about handling too. She'd rather feel the car and feel secure, feeling flat. So that's why we got those anti-sway bars in, not just those beautiful Ohlins that we have, which I can show you guys. See, there's Redwood Motorsports end links, which I'm going to adjust when I get the anti-sway bars in. And then there's the Ohlins suspension, and yep, adjustability here. And yeah, so we got the whole full shebang going through there. All right, good stuff. I just want to do a quick walkthrough video of just got done with the suspension, the Ohlins suspension kit. We set it to approximately 2-finger gap. My wife's 2-finger gap on from the tire to the fender. So it's practicality, get over curbs, whatnot. This is the finishing product. These are Redwood forged wheels. They told me that they partner with Titan Motorsports, so they're very cool. They're extremely light. So the factory tires that we already have up on here are much heavier. I didn't put a weight on them, but my wife, she's super sensitive to this thing. She lifted that tire. She could barely lift one of the stock Tesla Uber turbine wheels with the tire. And she's like, God, that's so heavy. And then when she lifted that, she could lift it. She's just like, oh, this one's much lighter. But the ones at Redwood, they told me that they're probably over 10 pounds per wheel lighter than the factory Uber turbines. So I also got their camber kit, so or their toe and camber kit. So, you know, I didn't get an alignment yet, but I'm just doing a walkthrough. Just got it done. So that's your 1-finger gap compared to factory stock. Just to let you know, was my 4 fingers. See, there's the difference. If you wanted to know, my 4 fingers could slip between the stocks from the tire to the wheel. Now, of course, it makes a difference. What tire did I go with? Well, the ones that they recommend. That's practically almost the same diameter as the factory stocks. So the factory stocks are 235, 35 20s. So these are now 265, 35 19s. So they're smaller, give you more meat, and better for performance. And yeah, the Ohlins, we just did a little test ride. We definitely need alignment after I put it together. So it pulls to the left, but yeah, this is what they look like. They have that forged redwood forged wheels. So the specs are 19 by 9.5, so you can look up online. Plus 35 offset with 265s. So they have plenty of clearance to clear the fender wells, no rubbing issues or anything like that. And again, perspective here, you can see how much I dropped it off now. I could stick my 4 fingers where it is. So the aspect ratio, diameter is the same height here. Give you a glimpse here. It's probably a little over one inch drop. I didn't officially measure it. We were going by my wife's 2 fingers. So that was our measurement. My 2 fingers are a little fatter than hers, but my wife's 2 fingers, they went into. So that's perspective right there. I also have Redwood's adjustable end links with this, so I can remove any of the sway bar tension that's on the sway bar, so you can adjust for it when you lower it. And I also have Redwood's adjustable anti-sway bar kit too as well. So this car, just as a scribe, night and day. That wallowy when you're going around a corner and it kind of wallows, you know, when there's an uneven turn and it hits something while you're turning and it feels so unstable. And even just taking a smooth turn, how much body roll is in the Model 3 performance of the 2022, it's ridiculous. It doesn't even match the performance. But right now it's flat. You can adjust the the compression rebound with just a click. This you can reach under there and adjust it from the lower part of the strut. The top you can lift it open, and you have to pull the panel, and then you can just turn the knob and adjust it. But we set it at 10 clicks from stiff. So you know, go all the way stiff, and then we 10 clicked it back, and it is so well dampened right now. It's if you like that stiff Porsche-like handling, that's you know, compliant but yet firm and smooth and flat. You know, it's not going to be more comfortable, that's for sure, but that's the way we roll. You know, if our comfort is control in the car. So the fact that this car is in control and not pogoing, it doesn't pogo over like uneven pavements or some ruts and stuff like that. It doesn't seem like it wants to bounce around like some undampened suspension. This thing is well dampened. It's well mirrored. I highly recommend Redwood Motorsports kits. We compared it with our Golf R, which had the Bilstein Damptronics, and these are, she says, like, you know, maybe 5 to 8% even better in its quality and just how it handles and behaves. It's not just the material it's made of too, but it's just how it behaves, how it dampens. Redwood, you have to give credit to them for all that R&D they did. So, I mean, even though if you're going for the look, you shouldn't get a kit like this, but for handling, you know, I mean, you can get the kit if you want, if you're going to a show and then you take your wheel off to show off all that bling, but this thing handles awesome. I can't recommend the suspension if you can pony up. But I took advantage of their awesome Black Friday deal that they had, and that's why I saved some money on this kit. Thanks for watching.